because it's a school and there's so many kids. Everyone's got their own individual storyline. So I would rarely see, if it's not Otis or Adam, then I don't know what anyone else is. I don't know what the other characters are doing. So it's always a joy to watch the finished performance and be like, oh, is that what you were doing? Is that what you were doing with the banana?
Hello, hi, my name is Holly Walsh and welcome to the Actors in Conversation comedy performance. This is part of the BAFTA television, The Sessions. It's a series to celebrate some of the nominees and the nominated programmes in this year's Virgin Media British Academy Television Awards and the British Academy Television Craft Awards. This is a virtual event on behalf of BAFTA and it's going to learn about how these actors go about doing such an amazing job and making us laugh so much. Check out BAFTA.org and BAFTA's social channels for more activity and news. And thank you to our supporters, TCL. So, bit of in-flight safety announcements. We are streaming this event on YouTube and Facebook, and you'll be able to rewatch it there if you miss anything. Please join the conversation using BAFTA TV Sessions, so that's hashtag BAFTA TV Sessions. And please ask us questions, as you can see there somewhere on the bottom of your screen on the Zoom Q&A function. Ask us anything you like. Closed captions are also available at the bottom of your screen from now. And finally, this is the bit we've all been waiting for. Please welcome our panelists. First of all, Sian Clifford. Is she there? Yes! One dance is like a terrible game show. Next, Demetriou.
Hi, Holly.
Hey! Wow. Look, you're staying at Laura Ashley's house, so that's lovely.
Yes. Well, thanks for ruining it.
Next, Ncuti Gatwa, who plays Eric in Sex Education. Hello.
Hello.
Gbemisola Ikumelo.
Hello.
Wow, what a reveal.
Wow.
My gosh, so you must have spent a lot on the effects of that.
I have people.
Youssef Kerkour.
Hello.
Yes. And last but not least, Guz Khan. Leaving us. He's it's all about the suspense. Have we lost him?
Now I'm here, blood days up.
Yes. Wow. Okay, so here we have everybody in the house. So this is very exciting. Have I missed anybody? No, that is everybody. Okay, great. Sorry about this. Right. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your incredible nominations. I can't believe it, and you must be so excited. I've never been nominated, but you're living my dream. But I'd like to start by saying that I should, my agenda is I'm a writer, so I'm going to ask you loads of questions that I always want to ask actors that I've worked with but haven't. So first of all, and this is sort of for everybody, but I'll start with Sian. Do you find it weird watching the finished result? When you sit down and watch the finished episode, what everybody else is watching on TV, is it really strange to see what got in, what got cut? And also, are you able to sit back and enjoy it, or are you just really critical of your performance?
It depends on the project, and it depends how many times I've watched it, honestly. Like with Fleabag, it's kind of weird because there's loads of stuff I'm deeply ashamed of. Are
you talking about the pencil hair?
that scene in particular, so that was only our third day on set, and that was my second day's filming, and it was a nightmare to film that scene. And so that's very strange for me, the response that it's had, because I just did not have a good experience making that particular moment. Like, yeah, it's just, it's hard, isn't it, when you there are people on this who are the creators as well as the stars, so you understand, like, when you see all the holes, so you can see all the stuff, and it's only when you get some distance, or you've watched it like 3,000 times, if you can bear it, that you can like get beyond yourself and get over yourself and enjoy it. But weirdly with Fleabag, I do sort of feel in some way divorced from that character, because I'm so different to her, I think. And so I am able to kind of just watch the show as a whole and forget I'm in it in some way, but it's like a trick I have to play. But it's hard and it's weird, and I'll never ever not be critical.
Ncuti, obviously, Ncuti, your show is sex education is pretty out there in terms of like subject matter and young people talking about things that I literally have never discussed in my teenage years. But do you find when you watch it back, you're like, oh my god, that's how everything fits together and that's how the storylines all related? I mean, obviously you'd read the script, but it must feel kind of like amazing to see the finished show, and then also your performance in it and how it like you shone in it because you're incredible in it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's my favorite bit is watching everyone else's storylines. Just because I think when you're filming on set, you're quite secluded. Is that the right word? You're secluded from everyone else. You're only filming your bits unless your storyline intertwines with other people. Certainly in our situation, because it's a school and there's so many kids, everyone's got their own individual storyline. So I would rarely see, if it's not Otis or Adam, then I don't know what anyone else is. I don't know what the other characters are doing. So it's always a joy to watch the finished performance and be like, oh, is that what you were doing? Is that what you were doing with the banana? Is that what you were doing with the dildo? Like, I see. I really enjoy it. And I also really enjoy, like, when you get the scripts and you read what's going to be happening to other characters that you have fallen in love with also, and then you see the finished product, it's always very fulfilling.
Youssef, you obviously are in a lot of the show, so you kind of must know sort of how things are fitting together, but obviously everything filmed out of sequence with your show. So do you have to kind of remember what you came into that scene with from the last scene and stuff? Is that difficult?
That's something I said on day one to the director, David Sant, which was help me remember where I am in the story, because that's going to be the biggest thing. And it's about tracking the arc of the character, and so at every point, no matter what the scene is, it's got to do something to the character, and that's the number one thing that I would think about, is where am I in the story, and where am I in the character's development, and how aware am I of it, and all the intricacies that are involved there. And so watching it at the end, when it's all said and done, that's the nail-biting moment, is like, did I track that properly? Because God knows I've done stuff when I haven't. I thought I was in the right place, and then I watch it back and I'm like, oh my God, that was absolutely terrible. But that's about having that, when you have a great team of people around you, it kind of happens naturally. Everybody kind of protects the arc and protects everybody else's storylines as well.
Bemi, you've got the opposite of that, because it's a sketch show, so every scene is like selling a different character. How do you sort of adjust to just doing like character after character after character, just changing it up all the time?
I mean, I guess it's been my dream, like, to be able to be sort of transformative as an actor, and to be like, I always say like a young Gary Oldman, sort of, where you don't really know what he looked like for the first maybe 10 years of his career. Like, he could walk right past you, you wouldn't have a clue. And so it's a real dream to just be like, I'm going to play a 70-year-old today. I'm going to play a fat boy after lunch, and that for me, that's just the dream. Like, you get to just play and be. So there's nothing remotely difficult about that. As in, for me, as in terms of it's fun. It's fun. The challenge is obviously then having to kind of differentiate and sort of let other things go. But it's just so much fun, and it's silly, isn't it? It's a really silly show, so you don't have to take yourself too seriously, you can,
I mean, you write a lot of the script as well, right? Between you all, the cast writer.
I'm one of the.
So with that in mind, like, I mean, I think Guz and Jamie have this as well. You kind of like sing the theme tune, write the theme tune, like you kind of live or die by your own jokes because you wrote them. Jamie, do you find that like when you're performing jokes, are you changing them all the time when you're on camera, thinking actually the energy isn't right on this, or do you just keep doing the same joke again and again and again till it's right? What's your sort of attitude to that?
I think that a lot of the time I sort of decide on a sort of sound of the joke or a sound of the rhythm, and then the words kind of come second fiddle. I was saying this on a thing we just did, but it's like a lot of the time it would be like, I know that I want staff to go like, oh, dun, da, 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 da. And it's just like, well, whatever goes in that kind of thing. but you know, a lot of the time, you know, you are sort of you're stuck to the story. So sometimes doing those variants and stuff on set is just to create an energy for you to be able to go back to the script and make the story work properly, I think.
Do you like watching it back, or do you sort of like, are you just sitting there going, oh, that could have been better, or oh, that worked so well, or that was the day everyone was having an argument and we got away with it, sort of thing? Or
oh yeah, there's definitely a sense a lot of the time of like remembering what that day was like. But if the day was hell, it's usually a pleasant surprise to see like, oh, we did actually shoot something, because your memory of it is like the fact that there was like I don't know, a rat in your lunch or something.
I've had the same caterers as you, actually.
Yeah, no, I watched, just when you were talking about the edit, I mean, the first few cuts, my big note is just like, get my face off of the screen. Like, but the reasons that I want my face off of the screen are not helpful for the show. It's like, you know, I have a big nose, and you know that light is hitting it in a very, very way. So can we just, that isn't helping the story. People will be distracted by that.
Unlike now when they're distracted by your wallpaper, so that's good. And
it's not.